we're live. Welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. This energy is all forced today. It's been a very long week. With me, I have my very good friend, Cheryl.
Yay! Hello.
Say hi.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I know I feel like my voice is going to be gone by the end of the evening, but it's okay. I don't need to talk for the weekend.
I've had vocal fry all week. No sleep. We're going to talk about that. But first, let's see who's here. Laura's here.
Hello. I can't see anybody. Do I go to comments?
You can, or you can pull up YouTube. Just make sure you mute it.
Oh, there we go. Hello, kids.
I need eyes.
Yeah, yes, Yaya's camera's working.
Yay.
Have mercy.
Hi, Lori. Hi, Blue Skies. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. So if you're new to the channel, this is Flippin' Hippos. You probably followed Cheryl over. You're not familiar with me. Go ahead and subscribe.
I can't see if I was dressed, actually.
But go ahead and subscribe to our channel and help us feed these hippos back here.
Yes, please.
And hit the thumbs up. And I believe I did put in the description box Cheryl's Instagram and Cheryl's Meetup group. Cheryl's Meetup group.
Yes. Did you say tell them?
Yeah, tell us about it.
Apparently my hearing's gone as well as my voice. Yes, I run. I'm sorry. We've had a very long week, y'all. If you have not been at eBay Open, just I'm telling you. So I run the Tampa Bay area eBay Meetup group, and we meet in person. Actually, live bodies get together once a month. Normally we meet during the day. We're talking. We've been trying to attempt to do some night meetings, but the last one we attempted, the restaurant kind of screwed the pooch and they put us in a room with a kid having his 21st birthday. So it was like, whatever. So anyway, I've been sharing my, the Meetup group in eBay chats all week, and we've had a bunch of people join us. And like I've been telling them, you don't have to live in Tampa Bay. We've got our fabulous Diane Lassonde. She's in our group. We've got Patty up in Alabama. We've got Stahl,
in there.
So I think Trish is in the house. But yeah, we just have a good time. We share all kind of stuff in the Facebook page, and then once a month we get together. We've had List Perfectly came and did their live starting the country tour thing they did. We've had Brian Burke come in and visit with us. And then we just did the eBay kickoff for eBay Open. So that's why, and Star was in the PA doing the kickoff. So yeah, we're like, and Yaya's old. I'm
so like, a lot of those names are probably going over people's heads. Brian Burke.
Sorry.
I don't know his direct title, but he is an executive at eBay that runs the seller community.
There we go.
He lives in Philadelphia.
He does?
He was in Philadelphia.
Oh, he was in Philadelphia. I was like, he lives in California. What are you talking about?
No, he was here for.
Yes, I know. I was very jealous. Continue.
So Brian Burke is the head of it, and his assistant is Kayomi, and she's very sweet. We got to meet her in Phoenix, and I actually got to sit and have dinner with Kayomi and pick her brain and talk with her. She is just the nicest, sweetest girl. But Brian's really cool too, and they support the sellers in the community that have seller community groups, which I have one too. So if you live in the Pittsburgh area or within driving distance, our very good friend Diane likes to tell people, if you're not willing to drive to a reseller meeting, then what are you even doing?
Exactly.
Right. If you could drive an hour to spend 3 hours with other sellers once a month, once every other month. So if you're in the mid-Atlantic region, Ohio, or if you're going to be visiting in this area, let me know, because I'm willing to change my meetup times to accommodate people who are coming to visit. So I'm going to link mine. Cheryl's is in the box down below.
I mean, for goodness sakes, I flew to PA to come to your meeting one time. So come on, people.
Yeah, she did. She flew up for my birthday and my meeting. But here's mine. You can join my meetup group. But eBay does support us. They email us. We have Zoom calls with Kayomi. They send us swag. Guys, come for the swag, right? Everybody loves eBay swag. They give us swag, but they do support us. You guys probably know I have a love-hate relationship with eBay, but this week I love them because I'm pumped up.
Great.
I love your little Grogu. Thank you. I actually have about 50 million Grogus in here in a Star Wars themed kitchen too. But most of my house looks like this all year round for Halloween. So yeah, that said, if you're in the Tampa area, Cheryl's group. If you're in Florida but not in Tampa, join Cheryl's group anyway and get up with her later. She is in contact with Dana and other people who have other groups in Florida. Why am I talking about this? Because community is so stinking important. And community always seems to be this reoccurring theme at these seller events. In fact, the first year of Boss, we'll use the word speaker lightly. When I was a speaker, I was on a panel with Diane talking about the importance of community and how we've built our Facebook groups up, but I lost my voice. If anybody remembers, I lost my voice, and Liz O'Kane sat with me, and I whispered to her, and she interpreted.
It was like pantomime at its best. It was great.
It was fun. So I was with her and Doug, but that was all about community. List Perfectly is all about community. They have the listing party where everybody connects and talks and forms their communities. There's local meetups. It's just so important because, I have Keith, but we work on separate floors because we live together, we work together, we spend time together all the time. We don't want to end up on one of my true crime shows. So we get a little bit of space sometimes.
There are stairs, and you know what happens when there's stairs involved. Sometimes.
There's a whole show called The Staircase about a man. No, there is though. But this can be very lonely, but not only that, you never stop learning. And if you think you do, then you probably need to go see a therapist about your narcissism because nobody ever stops learning.
No.
Right?
Yeah. If you didn't learn something, if you guys were at eBay Open this week, if you didn't learn something, I don't know what you were doing. There was a lot of information. I mean, I have to go back. I'm going to go back and watch the replays because I know I missed a lot. So we're gonna go back and do that. But yeah, let me just share our meetups. I tell people all the time, it is an amazing. We feed the hippos.
We feed the hungry hippos around here. You can't see them though because they're when I wasn't out of town in Philly, I've been working all week and I took a lot of, you can see them. The little gray and the pink back there, that's Henry and Hannah, but they're behind all the inventory I've been photographing while listening to eBay Open this week.
Yeah, she was a good girl. I have a hard time doing two things at once, but we have a lot of people. I'm sorry, squirrel. I know I'm reading the chat, but in our group, I've been telling this story in our Tampa Bay networking room that we had today. So sorry if you heard the story already, but we've had people that legitimately have brought in people to our meeting because they'll be at an estate sale, a yard sale, at the mailbox or the post office, and they'll realize the people are resellers and they'll say, hey, we've got this meetup group, you ought to come join us. And they come. So we've been having people join us that way. Then friendships start forming. And, we've got like a group of us now that we'll go to dinner once a month outside of the meetup group. And we found those of us that live within a 5 to 10 mile radius of each other. So we'll go grab dinner or we'll go. Some of the girls are constantly going thrifting together and then they'll post pictures and I'm mad because they didn't invite Yaya, but whatever. So yeah, there's all kind of stuff. I mean, knowledge, friendships. It's definitely, hey, Carol made it. Look, I'm dressed. I really need to explain that to the people that weren't.
You are very squirrely today.
I am all over. I am telling you. But yeah, if you weren't in the Tampa meeting, in the evening meeting, networking thing, my camera wasn't working. So people were implying that perhaps I had declothed myself, but no, it's just because I'm stupid and couldn't get my camera to work. So yes, I still have on the same clothes I had on before. So it's all good.
It's working now. Yeah. So yeah, no, I met someone in Philadelphia, who's from Pittsburgh, and guess who was on his t-shirt? We're going to be besties. I had on my Michael Myers socks and I was like, oh my God. So hopefully he'll start coming. But just real quick about Philly. It's been this week. I flew there Tuesday. I was delayed at the airport for 3 hours to go. So when I got there, I had to run up to Leslie's suite with her mom and change while her dad took her, Josh, and Tiffany to the event to set up. Her dad came back for me because I had like 2 seconds to change. And then I helped them run the booth all night. I got to meet so many amazing people. I met her, Jen, in person finally. She's been a long time member of my Facebook group. And I finally got to meet her in person. That's what I get excited about, being a content creator and being on, I'm not an influencer.
But I love her tape comment here.
Yeah, I'm on the socials. So I like when I see people in person for the first time, 7 years of seeing them comment on my YouTube or 6 years of being on my Facebook group. It's always so cool. But I met people from this side of the state who hopefully will join my meetup. I got to see Brian Burke. I got to see my favorite people in the whole world, List Perfectly people. And I got to go out to a nice dinner and I got to see Libby from Consignment Chats.
Yes, I love the chat girls.
That's just, and the other thing about going to these events, you start to see the same people year after year, maybe sometimes a couple times a year at the events. And you just become better and better friends. Like Cheryl's telling the story about the people who are roommates. Well, now they might see each other next year at another event, and they're going to be, Cheryl and I met because we went to a couple events, and we didn't even know how close we lived to each other. We had been to a couple events and we knew each other, but then Trish and Diane had invited us down. I used to live near Cheryl. I just said that. I'm tired too.
Bear with us, kids.
So we lived 15 minutes apart, but we didn't realize that in Florida. And we went to Orlando to have lunch with Trish and Diane. And Trish is like, y'all know you live like right here. And Cheryl's like, we could have carpooled. And then we started thrifting and going, and we flew to Boston together. And she's been out here after I've moved back. So you guys
were together at FlipCon and we're still friends.
Yes. She roommated with the insomniac and she didn't kill me.
Just kept my earplugs in. It's all good.
I'm like, are you sure you want to roommate with me? I don't sleep. So I stay out. If I have a roommate, I don't come to the room until like 3 or 4, just so I'm not up and annoying people. But I am, if you want to shut the door, you can.
Hi, Keithy.
Cheryl says hi.
Hi, sweetie. He's like, oh God.
He did his face. The
famous jammies. Viral. Can I see his jammies? Let's see some jammies. No jammies.
He's already shut the door. Thanks, Jen. I'm totally off on a tangent. Hey, yo, hi. So anyways. I've had about 6 hours of sleep since Monday, so
I didn't even travel anywhere, and I've had that much.
I got back Wednesday. Yes, so I flew out Tuesday. I did that. I got no sleep, insomnia, and I'm really anxious about flying. And going somewhere and coming back like within a day is very hard. Then Wednesday, Cheryl and I were on the expo hall with List Perfectly. So I got back, Cheryl and I jumped on the camera. So we were live on the expo hall
all day.
All day.
All day.
And then I had a listing party that night. And then just yesterday and today, I actually ordered my first ever grocery delivery yesterday. I'm like, I am not leaving this house. So I ordered groceries, and yesterday and today I've just been like listening to eBay Open and getting pictures and trying to get caught up. My murder shirt is terrifying. This is from Universal Halloween Horror Nights last year. They had my boyfriend the year that I was leaving Florida, so I had to go see him before I left. This is an absolutely wonderful shirt. I've actually been wearing a scary shirt every Friday since September 1st, if you guys haven't noticed. It's a theme because it's Spooktember, and then it will be Shocktober.
Yeah, you need to tell Flippin' Jaybird that you're not coming.
Oh, no, I'm not going to Boss. Um,
Oh, Jacqueline, good question.
no, I'm
I
not going to Boss.
no.
Oh, what is a listing party? Well, how long is my tutorial? Is it 2 minutes? Because we could just show it. So that's in a nutshell, like why community is important. We're lonely, we're bored, but you can learn things and make connections that can help your business. Like you guys know the unboxings of Plush I do from my Plush dealer, as I like to affectionately call her. I met her because she was watching my YouTube channel for years, and then she came to the List Perfectly event in Pittsburgh in person. So by networking, I have a Plush dealer, Plush dealer. Hey, you want to see some Plush? Um, I've met Cheryl. I mean, I could talk for 10 hours about business relationships I've created, personal friendships. It's just so super important.
Yeah. And
Yes.
I apologize. I keep trying to know where to look. It's not working well. Y'all bear with us.
No one
I
cares right
can't
now.
pronounce her lovely name. She wants to know about one day boss tickets. No. They just have the one. You can do virtual though. They do have virtual tickets. So if you are unable to come, but as far as to physically come, no, there's just the one price.
Um, Someone remind me what I'm looking for. Oh no, my
Listing
listing
party.
party overview is 15 minutes. It's my only List Perfectly tutorial. That is
Well,
original.
I can tell you, Jacqueline joined my group today, so I'll give you a shout out later, and we'll chat. But yeah, Star's got a lot of good tutorials about. I was just pointing the wrong way, wasn't I? Good tutorials about all kinds of stuff having to do with List Perfectly.
Yeah. So
Oh,
here's my playlist,
food.
and it's going to be getting updated because they just dropped a whole bunch of new features during open, and we have auto delisting now. If you're interested in that, I don't know why I went to the back end here. If you're interested in that, I have a video I put up earlier today about that. But I'm going to show you guys real quick. So listing party comes for free, no additional charge with every subscription plan, even if you have the simple plan. Listing party comes free, and then you would create a profile. You can join listing parties, which is what I was referring to. They're Zoom chats. Some are targeted specific things you want to learn. Maggie Weber's amazing. We got the consignment girls.
Trish, Dougie.
We have a bunch of stuff that's like actual learning, and then we have fun stuff. I do one on true crime where we talk about true crime in lists. I do a crafting party where we do crafts, and there's a 24-hour hangout.
That's one of my favorites. I go to all the others too, but I've talked about that 24-hour room several times today because it's has saved my big old yaya butt several times where there's always somebody in that room. It's just like, it's like a Zoom room where people can go and they just sit there sometimes for hours, just they're listing. And if somebody pops in, they might talk or they might just all sit there and list. But I've gone in there like one night I was getting ready. I think it was when I was getting ready to head to FlipCon, and I wanted to know because I'd been being a good girl and listing consistently, and I didn't want to screw up my listing consistently by putting my store on vacation, which is normally what I would have done whenever I would go out of town. But I went into the 24-hour room. I got home from an event that I was working. I volunteer at a local theater. I got home at like 11:59. I was leaving the next day to go out of town. I popped into the 24-hour room. There was probably 5 or 6 people in there at that hour. And I said, okay, what do I do? What's the best course of action for me to do to keep my store somewhat active, but not, get myself in trouble? So they walked me through it. I did it. I said, okay, thank you. Good night. And there we go. So, and I did it again yesterday. I'm trying to learn in between all the eBay open stuff that's been going on, learn the new program that they have. And I was, if you were in my networking group, you saw the total tech deficiency that I have. And so I was trying to work on in the new system and I just wasn't getting something right. So thankfully I popped in. This time it was the 411 where you can go get actual tech help or information from the people that know what they're doing. And I popped in there and I'm like, why can't I get this to work? I shared my screen. They very quickly said, okay, stupid. You see that button over there? That
They didn't call her stupid.
No, one of them did, but that was one of my friends. It's okay. But they were
Trish, but that's okay. We won't say
it's okay.
We won't call her out.
that button shouldn't be on. That's why it's not working. And so I was able to go, oh, okay. So I unclicked it and then amazingly things started working. So otherwise I'd have sat here and beat my head against the wood, my desk or whatever. And so, yeah, I love the 24-hour, the 411.
I was going to see if we could show for,
can you sell your husband's what?
Could she sell her husband on eBay?
Girlfriend, I have no shame. I have whatever. I say anything legal. I don't.
Selling people's not legal. All right. So
Well,
here's what
it
else
depends
you can,
on how you approach it.
Here's what else you can do with listing parties. You can find yourself a VA.
Yes.
Or you can advertise yourself as a VA. So here's the thing. Sales a little slow. You want to make a couple extra bucks. You go on there. You tell people these are the platforms I'm proficient with. These are the items I'm proficient with. This is my experience. And you can get hired and make a couple extra hundred. I mean, if sales are slow, that is an option over driving Uber or DoorDash if you don't want to leave the house.
For real.
But if your business is booming, on the other hand, and you need help, you can go there and
if you have you
can pick someone and you can see where they're proficient and what they do, and you can choose. Now, here's the thing. Everyone that's there has been vetted by List Perfectly. Right. So there's no one listed in their directory of people that you can hire that has not been vetted by the CEOs and the higher ups of List Perfectly. Exactly. I act like that's a big deal. Claire's like my friend, but they're vetted. So it's not, the Craigslist killer or anybody weird. So you can guarantee that they're actually, I think Teresa Cox's VA is on there.
I think so.
A couple of them that Vicky Zilberberg have hired before. So, and then in addition to that, we can source from and support each other. So you put your listings in the listing party. How do you do that? With one click of a button, just like you're cross posting to eBay or to Poshmark or any other platform. You just cross post it right in there and it goes right in and everybody's listings are here. And I'm going to tell you, anytime I go shopping, I always check here first because I do want to support my fellow members of the listing perfectly, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. I want to buy from my friends in the List Perfectly community before I want to buy from strangers. I just want to support the people I know. So let's say, guys,
that stamp is cute. Sorry.
There's a new Saw movie coming out this weekend. So what if I wanted to get a new t-shirt to go to the movies? Well, they don't have one. So let's say it's a new Batman movie. I could go here and I could say, oh, look at all these nice Batman t-shirts. There's 2 of them. But List Perfectly is not a selling platform. You cannot buy things on here. They don't want to be a selling platform. So what happens is I see that this one is no longer here. It's been sold. But this one's available on eBay and Mercari by the same seller, right? No. And I want to support them, so I would want to buy it. What I would probably do is go buy it from whatever platform I think is going to take the less fees from them so they get the most profit.
Did you get the Nana at the 16th Tower? That was funny. Go back to that t-shirt if you can. That was clever. It was Nana in parentheses because then it started playing in my head. That's
actually Keith Reed ringtone. You want to play it?
No, it was very clever.
It'll demonetize me. But yeah, my ringtone for Keith is Batman. I don't know. I mean, most people have never seen him, Keith, ever. And I've never seen Batman in the same room.
My husband popped into And I don't even think you've seen him, have you? Did you ever meet him?
I've heard him.
Yeah, well.
But, I mean, Keith may or may not be in the witness protection program or may not be Batman. We're not going to say. But anyway, that is List Perfectly in a nutshell. Sorry, Listing Party in a nutshell. That comes free with every subscription. And I think the Listing Party is worth your subscription alone. Is this turning into a List Perfectly commercial? I don't care. Someone asked me at FlipCon if I could talk about anything else other than List Perfectly. And here's the thing. Absolutely not. The entire way that Keith and I run our business, our processes from taking pictures all the way through selling and shipping are built around what the List Perfectly platform can and does do for us.
Right.
From taking the measurements and pictures all the way through to the end, everything we do, our processes and how we do things are now built around List Perfectly. I don't know that I know how to work without it anymore. When I first started with it in 2019, our sales were like doubling every single month. So, yeah, I talk about them a lot. I am affiliated with them. I do have a code, Flippin Hippos. You guys can use that. I have to legally say that. I do make money, but I wouldn't promote something I don't personally use and support.
Exactly. Jacqueline has a good question. She's asking about your Queen Plushie guide.
That is amazing. If I say so myself.
She says modestly.
That's not modest at all. This is
truth. It's true. Sorry.
Okay. I'll talk about my guide real quick, and then we'll let Cheryl talk about something because I've been talking for a while. Okay. So here's the thing. Keith and I are self-taught. So when we were learning how to resell, we didn't watch other YouTubers. We didn't have listing parties. I didn't really know anybody in the community yet. And Keith still worked from home. He worked a job and did this as well. And I did this full time so we could build it up so we could both do it. Long story long. We are self-taught. So we didn't learn from anybody. We didn't have mentors. We had no friends in the reselling community. Right. We were kind of like alone, and I had been injured at work and couldn't work outside of the home. So basically backed in the corner, sink or swim. You're going to learn. So we would go to the Ben's and the 99-cent days at our thrift stores that we have here at 3 different thrift stores. Yes, be jealous. Goodwill, Salvation Army, and St. Vincent on different days have 99-cent days here. So we would go and buy all the things. We would go and buy 600 to 1,000 pieces a week and just keep. We didn't start that way. It was like $20 at the Ben's, which turned into 40, which, you grow your capital.
Right.
But at the height, when we were really getting into it and had more capital to put into it, we would just buy thousands of pieces and bring them home and learn. We didn't comp at the store. We didn't care. It was 99 cents. Grab everything if you're familiar with it or whatever. And we would just bring it home. And from there, we learned what was good and what wasn't. And I started referring to it as the money monies, which is the bolos. The, this will be good, which is now bread and butter. And the poop. And the poop. And so as we learned this, we created a spreadsheet for ourselves to keep track of sell-through rates, average sell price, how fast items sell, the average profit margins. And we would keep this list of all these brands that we would keep on our phone. So after a little bit, we didn't have to buy 1,000 pieces to find out 500 of those were poop. Because I already found out that 500 of those were poop. So now they're poop on my list. I don't get those anymore. So we had this spreadsheet that we built that we used to source. And eventually, a couple years later, Keith said to me, why aren't you selling this? You have 10,000 followers on YouTube. This is an amazing resource for people. You have 150 brands right at your fingertips. Why aren't you selling this to people? And I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like I can charge for just a spreadsheet. So then I went and made a clothing one that's just generic clothing. That is just a spreadsheet. I made a separate one for plushies that I'm going to screen share and show you. Has a PDF booklet like with chapters that tell you about FAQs and myth busted and all the stuff about Plush. Then I made one about jeans that's just specific to jeans, and it has a book with it with chapters on how to tell the rise of your jeans and the style, measure your leg, is it boot cut, is it flare, how to tell men's from women's, how to tell your wash. So no, I'm not modest. I worked really, really hard on these. They took years in the making. I wrote little books. I'm going to show you. They're cute.
Yeah, and if you can't go shopping with Star, you need her guides, because I got the pleasure, until she moved away from me, of getting to shop with her. And she's like a force of nature. I took her to all the scary thrift stores in our area, and she would just pile stuff in her cart. And then she'd go off to the side, and I'd go over and help her, and she'd start telling me, okay, nope, poop, nope, that's. And then it's gotten to the point now where I'll be somewhere and I'll take pictures and say, Star, is this good? Do you want this? And she can tell from a picture. Where were we? We were was I in Vegas? At the bins? No, not in Vegas at the bins. Anyway, I was somewhere at the bins. I grabbed a whole bunch of plush. Yeah, Phoenix.
That's $100 sloth.
Oh, yes. So I'm in the bins, and I grabbed a whole bunch of things I thought she might like, and I take a picture, and she's like, yes, 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 yes. No, the nap is messed up. And I'm like, how in the heck can you tell from this picture? And so I was like, okay, tossed it back into the thing. But yeah, she's just she's a wealth, as they say. I still don't quite get Jeans and I still don't get along, but I did enjoy watching her say, you see these lines? Those are called this, or that shouldn't be there. Or
the whiskers.
It's what'd you say? Say it again.
The whiskers.
The whiskers. It's the fat girl lines.
Oh, the puckering. That's puckering.
Puckering, yeah. The fat girl lines.
What am I doing? What am I doing? I thought I had the actual my name is Star. Okay, there we go. So this is the Plushie Queens guide. They are on sale right now. They're half off. They're only $12.49 and there's no code or anything. So this is a little book that you get, and these are the chapters in it. Why sell plush, plush myths, FAQs, bolos, bread and butter. And it kind of just tells you a whole bunch of information in those chapters. And here's an example of our jeans sell-through rate guide. This comes with the jeans guide. It has the brand, and then it's color coded. Red, yellow, green is fast, yellow is slow, red is, you know what I'm trying to say. It's like a stoplight. I'm so tired. It's like a stoplight. And your jeans guide also comes with how I price items, because that's one of my soapboxes on this channel about not racing to the bottom.
Don't do that.
And here's the plushies, medium, fast, and slow. You get the sell-through rate, the average sell price, and the target buy price. So you get a bunch of information in each guide. And then, so if you want more than one, go to. Why can't people speak when they're tired?
Robert! Speaking of plushies.
I'm not in the chat. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm sharing my screen. Hi, Robert.
Just popped in.
So go to flippinhipposhelp.com, go to training and guides. And if you want to buy more than one, you get, a discount. It's like Sam's Club for Stars Guides. Hi, Robert. Are you going to go see Saw this weekend? Because I'm not. Piece of poop.
So I didn't know you couldn't see the chat. Okay, I'm glad I keep looking over there.
Yeah, when I'm sharing my screen, I'm...
Oh, only when you're sharing your screen. Gotcha. She's the professional, kids. So, yeah, so Robert is the male... Can I say the male equivalent of you? Is that fair?
What?
Is Robert the male equivalent of you, plush-wise?
He is the male equivalent of me, and it's also like the Wicked Witches from the Wizard of Oz. I'm the plushie queen of the East, and he's the plushie king of the West.
There you go. And he's also about 12 feet tall, so.
Yes, and he loves horror movies.
Oh, he said he already saw it. Is that what that means?
Yes. What happened? Oh, it probably came out while I was in eBay Open.
Oh. More crazy? Now that's a stretch.
I don't know.
That's a stretch.
I don't know.
Robert, are you coming to Boss? Is he coming to Boss?
No.
No? Okay. No plushies at Bosch. Okay.
No plushie royalty this year.
I don't know if I'll be able to do any shopping for you, but I'll text you if I can.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of doing shopping for me and networking, I also met someone in Philadelphia at eBay Open this week who has a bunch of vintage blush that she just wants to give away. She's like, "Did you drive?" She's like, "I'm so glad you're here because I know you do blush." She's like, "Did you drive? Because you only live in Pittsburgh." I'm like, "No, I flew." So she's just gonna send them to me. So
nice.
You guys, you can make lots of connections. The wholesale connections that Keith and I have for his remote controls were because way back when our friend in Oregon, Fred, gave us a Gaylord and then gave us some secrets of the trade, which I can't tell you. But yeah, I can't talk.
Well, let me try. Let me say something for a second. Oh, got you. Oh, yeah, that I know. Thank God I'm not going to be on the strip. But anyway, we just had the Tampa group just had their Tuesday night kickoff for eBay Open. And we had someone that drove up from one of the forts, Lauderdale, Myers, one of those two. And turned out she kind of like Lori Wong that was in the last session of the Open. She works with an organization and they have several eBay stores that they use to support their charity. And so we're sitting there and we're just, everybody's sitting. We've been doing our thing, doing the fabulous agenda I tried to stick to, but whatever. And finally we kind of did a introduce yourself and where you're from and whatever. Well, it ended up she happened to be sitting at a table with two women that are huge clothing sellers. And she just, as she introduced herself, she made a comment and she said, and I'm looking at someone that's interested in a relationship, bulk clothing. I have like huge plus sizes. And then I've got this other thing. Those two girls just about jumped in her lap to say, yes, they both are huge clothing sellers. They never would have met. I mean, I can't say never, they might have, but the chances of the meeting was pretty slim unless she came to that meeting. And then of course the other two girls happened to be at the same meeting, but now they've got they exchanged business cards. They got a relationship going and, it was wonderful. And I think I mentioned, I've said these stories so many times today, I'm losing track, but just like I said before about the relationships, the friendships that have formed, and it's great. It's even gotten to, because we say there's enough for everybody. I've had people that are in our groups. Yes. Hang on. I'll talk to you about that.
You can't let her squirrel. She's got to
stop it. That's my money mountain. But yeah, there's times that friends of mine will be outsourcing and they'll take a picture and send it to me because it's a glass item and they don't do glass, but I do, or something that they know I sell, but they don't, kind of thing. And so it's great. You just never know who you're going to meet or what's going to come out of it. So I highly, highly recommend joining whichever group, all of the groups, certainly join all the groups. They don't mind. We don't mind if you live elsewhere.
Yeah. You're talking about local meetups. As far as Facebook groups, there's 3 that I'll really tout.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. I was talking about local, but yeah.
But there can be a lot of toxicity in a lot of those groups. Look, the community can be a really great place, but you have to surround yourself with really great people and positive people. And unfortunately, whether it's reselling community or the knitting people or your book club, there's going to be bad people everywhere you go. So there are some toxic Facebook groups. So the 3 that I tout that I feel are full of very positive, knowledgeable, helpful people are my group, Flippin Hippos Reseller Pod.
Yes.
Vicky and Katie's group.
Yes.
Boss.
Yes.
And Teresa Cox helps run that. And then List Perfectly group. If you use List Perfectly, their group is a really great place to be.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing shade on anybody else's groups. I'm not going to call anyone out. I'm just saying there are certain groups that are very toxic. Those are the 3 that I've never seen be anything but helpful and nice.
Supportive. Exactly. Yeah, for sure. So Gretchen, what you see behind me is just one wall of my profit pile, money mountain, so to speak. It's very organized. I'm trying to see how I can show you. So you see, over there, you see the letters and the numbers. So yes, all of this is either listed or I'm getting better. I'm getting better. It's either listed or it's been photographed and it's cataloged. And now I'm going through my pages and listing the stuff, and of course through List Perfectly. But so that's what it is. So in each bin there is a bag with an item in it. I don't do quite the same like Star does. Because you recycle your numbers and stuff like that.
I got some here.
She has in her clothespins or whatever. Paperclip now. But yeah, I have like bags inside. So like the F, where's F? Over there. That has the F2. I know I can't do backwards. They'll be inside, there'll be bags, and there'll be F2, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So when I go in and sell something, which shout out to List Perfectly, now I get a cha-ching and it tells me I've sold it and I can go right to it. But I know to go into F2, pull out bag number 1, number 2, whatever it was. And I also know that if you're scroll hoard, I like that. That's a new one.
Yeah, well,
but yeah,
I'll talk about that when you're done.
Yeah, and I sort them by characters. They do make sense. Like I have my
scrubs. He does Plush, so that makes sense for him.
Yes, well, my scrubs, which are over there, I have it just happens that they ended up in letter V. You would think I'd put them in S, but it just happened that as we were doing it, they ended up in V. So I know that if it's in the V, I know those are all my scrubs. If it's, I've got all my jeans in certain bins. So they are organized. It looks like a hot mess. And if you could see on the other side of where I am, you would send someone to take me and put me away because I've got a lot of profit pile.
I have no coffee.
I'm sorry. You want to go get some?
No.
I'm sorry. You want some of mine?
Yes, put it in there. Put it in there.
I'm just stupid enough to pour it on my laptop at this point.
Oh my god. I'll grab those links. I'll grab them.
Yeah. So now Jacqueline joined our Facebook group today. So, but yeah, like I said, certainly join Stars because we share some people, but there's different people. But I know, like, I'm in Diane's group in New England. She's in our group for Tampa. So
yeah, I should have mentioned her too. I mean, their group's a nice place to be as well, but it's a local meetup group, so I didn't think of it when I was.
Yeah. So yeah, there's plenty of information, and I mean, somebody knows something you don't know, and vice versa. You can be the newest person on eBay, and then you'll say something and I'll be like, oh my God, I never thought of that. Because y'all see it differently than those of us that have been doing it forever. I've been doing this since the 90s. Since eBay wore short pants.
Sorry, I need something. I'm gonna get off of here and go nap.
Yeah, I feel you.
It probably didn't help. The judgment's gonna come, and you know what? You can keep your judgment to yourself, people. I had Taco Bell for lunch. It was disgusting. It was fast food and it tastes like dog food on a shell, but it was so good.
And I forget, your kitchen is like 2 floors down, isn't it? How many floors to your kitchen?
1 floor.
Just one. Okay.
It's Friday and I wanted to a cheat day and not have a salad for once. So, but I don't, because we don't eat fast food that often, and I do eat pretty healthy, believe it or not, fat girl.
No, Jacqueline, you've been on 2 of my videos. I mean, you couldn't see me in the first one. You're welcome. But
the group I'm looking for.
Were you going to do Diane's group or
perfectly? But you need to. Do you have to be a member or?
for their Facebook group? I
No,
don't know.
I don't think you have to have the subscription to be in there.
I don't know. But no, Jacqueline, you are not too much. Whatever questions you have, we'll be. Thank you.
But I'm feeling like a hangover from gross food. My body doesn't like it.
I'm sorry. Well, I've had leftover. I had some sandwiches that apparently I was the only one that liked them at the meeting the other night. So I've been eating them for the last 3 days. I think I've got 2 left. So
Ficelle, is that how you say your name? Ficelle do?
I know, it's like fabulous.
It's like New Orleans or French or something.
Yeah. But no, Jacqueline, you're fine, girl. Just come on. Well, I am assuming.
Yeah, listen, that's why I mentioned those 3 groups, because those are the 3 groups you can go in and ask newbie question after newbie question after newbie question.
And won't get the crappy, hey, you idiot, why do you keep asking these same questions?
Oh, it means soft thread, and I said it right.
Aww.
It's a very pretty name. Very pretty name. We're squirreling all over the place. I was gonna talk about my squirrel horde. So we live.
Why are you doing that to me, Lori? You know I'm like, this is Lori that was moderating for me all day today. All of a sudden, she's using an alias. Apparently, she's embarrassed that I've embarrassed her all day.
I don't like that.
Girlfriend, as bad as my head hurts right now, don't be.
Yeah, you're confusing us.
You're confusing us, exactly.
She's like, haha. So
I have a hard enough time saying her jinkle dog. Now she's going to be French on me? Okay, carry on. Go Star. Sure.
I'm looking through the chat. Somebody bought who bought the guide? Thank you. I wanted to thank you.
Yes. If I had room, Gretchen, I definitely would do that. This was my master bedroom. I have taken over the master bedroom and part of the master bathroom. And so I've got shelving that lines the 4 walls of this room. And then in the center, which I said you can't see, it's in front of me. There's up against the wall is a shelf unit. And then in the center of the room, up against my desk here is a shelf unit. And that's where 90% of my inventory is. I do have because I'm in Florida. Those of you in Florida know that we have bugs, critters, heat,
and
humidity.
That's why Star moved back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So I can't really store stuff in the garage. I do have a clothing rack with my jackets on it, but I've got it covered up, but it's got enough room that air can circulate, but at least it's not getting garage dust on it. But yeah, I would love to, like, if anybody follows Hustlin' Hooks, I would love to have the ability to have the rack system he has, or the one that Teresa Cox has. That's kind of where this is an offshoot of, but not nearly. I started with boxes, which, hang on, which way do I have the other? Oh, there they are. You see the boxes? That's kind of the Teresa Cox method. But very quickly I changed to the bins, just because I can kind of see and know in case my brain doesn't, like, you can see my cubs.
Yeah, I'm going to show you my method because I happen to have one here.
Yeah, she's got a great method.
I also knock stuff on the floor. Hey, I actually don't have pajama pants on today, guys. I'm in jeans. Normally I have pajama pants on the bottom.
I have shorts on. I know, I'm so uncomfortable. My husband earlier said, you still have a bra on. I said, I know, I've been on screen all day. Jeez.
This is one of our jeans ones. So we keep the jeans and the first class. I still call it first class, and I will for the rest of my life, and I don't care what you say. It's first class and padded flats. And we don't even use padded flats anymore, but that's what I call them. So that's Ben K. And we can put 20 pairs of jeans in there. And our first class bins, we can fit 30 items because it's men's shirts and you can fold them up. So the first class items go in the normal poly bags, not the clear ones. And when it sells, we can look at our SKU line and that number's there. We pull it out. It's already in the poly bag. Slap the label on it. It's good to go. The jeans, I just have to pull this over and put it in the cardboard mailer. And then we take the tags off and just reuse them. so that we're not constantly adding more bins to our system because we're using our holes. That's what I call it. We're using our holes. So, I'm going to put something back in N16 before I create a new bin. Does that make sense? So they get pulled off. We have bowls, we keep them in. And when I'm taking pictures, I pull from there. And then if we ever are listing enough that we run out of tags to recycle, we'll create a new bin. But these we store in the bag they're going to ship in. The jeans, we just have to, I should suffice that to say, sometimes these are cheaper to ship priority mail rather than priority flat, depending on where you're shipping to in the country. So zones 1 through 4 would be $7.20 in a Tyvek mailer. I still keep it in the plastic because those are kind of wonky too.
Yeah.
And then Lori, that it's $7.60. Hold on, squirrel.
I'm gonna get one of what you're talking about. Keep talking.
So that is how we do it. And then we live in Pittsburgh. We purposely live here on purpose. We chose this. We chose this. We lived in Tampa near Cheryl for about 1.5 years, and I couldn't hack it. The heat just made me so sick, and the thrifting was just. Anyway,
we didn't have 99-cent days, is what she's saying.
So we moved back here where it can be very cold and icy and snowy in the winter. So we lived here for 10 years before we tried Florida. So we know what we're doing when we live here. So this is not just like new to us this year. Years past and this year. In the summer and in the fall, we fill half of our garage with unlisted inventory. And so in the winter, when I say it's too cold, it's snowing, I don't want to go to the Salvation Army today, I'm just going to go to the garage and shop. And I don't have to thrift all winter. And I also order a lot of wholesale. I should say that too. It's not like I'm just filling up from thrift stores. We order a lot of wholesale. A lot. Look here, look at my eyes. A lot. I do a lot of unboxings on here, folks. The answer to that is no. Nah. Because I can
get blankets.
I can do 5X jeans in a cardboard mailer.
I just ordered this one because our buddy Trish uses these apparently. I know you use the other one with not the window. That sometimes is cheaper than using the flat rate padded. And then I do as far as the vacuuming, I have done that with my blankets and sometimes the jackets, if they're really big, it just depends. But otherwise clothing, no, they just get put into a poly like Star showed, and then they go.
We use cardboard for zones beyond 1 through 4 because it's $7.60. Zones 1 through 4 is $7.20 in a Tyvek mailer. If you're not familiar, Tyvek.
Got those order
it. And then we use the padded ones for Poshmark. I'm not using my poly mailers for Poshmark. And if they want fancy packaging, then don't shop from me. See you later. Bye. Exactly. Because if I can send it in a padded flat that I can get for free, that is my bottom line. That is my profits. I'm in business to make money, not to spend money. So, see you later. Bye. I use padded flats for Poshmark unless they do like bulk order or the big, like these guys. They got to go in boxes. Because they're big.
You don't want to squish them.
I love him so many. I don't want him to find his new forever home because he is my friend.
If y'all have not seen the video of Star and I going thrift shopping and her talking to the plushies in the store, you got to find it. It's hysterical.
Yeah. If you've never seen me do a plush unboxing or whatnot show, this is what it is for a full hour. Hi, new friend.
Talking to the plushies in their special voices.
He's so special. He's so tough. But yeah. So, but I use as many free things as I can because
for sure,
if I can save a penny on everything I do, it adds up. And when I can get shit for 99 cents, if I can save a penny on 99 things, I can get a pair of jeans that's going to profit me $20.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
This is my new friend. I'm very soft.
So, and yeah, I mean, right now with like you were talking about, the used to be first class and now it's that ground advantage, depending on, I'm looking at changing a lot of my stuff from priority to that now that you can do up to 70 pounds, isn't it? So, especially if I don't do free shipping very often, but on the rare occasions that I have, I'd much rather, you know what, if I'm paying for it, you'll get it when you get it. Because like Star said, my profit, I don't want to send it in a priority when I can send it in just a poly and pay half the price.
So we're getting to an hour.
Oh my. What time? Oh, we did start at 5:30.
Yeah. So there's 3 questions I have to ask you because I ask every guest.
I'll be serious.
And before I ask those, I did want us each to say our favorite part of eBay Open. You can go first.
Oh, geez. Okay. My favorite part of eBay Open. Can I say any of the seller-led?
No, you have to pick a favorite.
Okay, I have to be specific. Oh, I have to, I'm going to go with this, and he just happens to be one of the Meetup guys local. He runs the Orlando one, but Philip was very eloquent in his talking about, and now I can't even tell you what he talked about. My brain just left me, but I like when they talk and don't sound like they're reading. They're actually talking about something, somebody tell me, what did he talk about? I know. See,
did I not go to that one?
See, I was like in and out of stuff, and I can't even tell you, but it was great. It was really good. So
I don't know if
it was late. It was late in the day today. It was like the next to the last
that I didn't go
group of sessions. Yeah, but it was really good.
eBay's YouTube channel has all of them for replay.
Exactly.
Already. Yes. They're on the ball this year.
Yes.
So this weekend, you can scroll through and watch whatever you want. If anybody knows what he talked about, because I really, really want practical tips from experience. Ooh, I need to watch that.
It was really, really good. It really was. And he has one of those British voices, I guess. It was.
Oh, is he Adam
from Orlando?
No.
The guy from Orlando. He runs the Orlando Meetup, and he also does the podcast sells something. I know this stuff. It's 6:30 after a very long week.
Is it normal to get a whole bunch of watchers and likers? Yeah, because it's probably other sellers.
Exactly.
They're probably peeping you, Jacqueline, to see what you're doing. How you doing?
I got something to sell just like it. I'm going to watch and see when hers sell, and then I'll whip mine in there, or I'll change a price or whatever they're going to do. Mm-hmm. For sure. Okay, go ahead. What other questions besides that hard one?
Well, I'm going to say my favorite part.
Okay, sorry.
My favorite part was the seller takeover on the keynote at the end.
Well, that was going to be mine. Yeah.
But you already said. Oh my God. Like, totally.
I know.
You need jars. Like,
as literally, let me
look rank. Okay.
I love Ken. I love Lori, the new girl. And what did we decide her name is? Something
Anna Packer.
Packer.
The Packer, like a shepherd.
Yeah, Packer. Exactly. I was like the Packer thing. Yeah, I love the 3 of them together. That was really
we got to meet Ken at camp. List perfectly.
Made us cry.
Camp was list perfectly. Don't speak for everybody. Some of us don't cry.
Made some of us cry.
The tunnel at the end, but
yes,
okay, we're getting all over the place.
Sorry.
Okay, Ken Hustleby was at List Perfectly's event this summer in June, and he spoke with Clara, who is the co-CEO and founder of List Perfectly, and they both have migrated to America to live the American dream, and they talked about their struggles and how that made me cry. Yes. And you guys, he's a big seller. He makes money. He's very big on YouTube, and he comes to listing parties because he ain't too good for us, because he ain't got an ego. Ken is real. He is humble. He is real. He gives great advice. If you don't come for a listing party for anything else, come for when Ken pops in. And Ken is real. He'll tell you about his mistakes. He tells you what not to do. He tells you what he regrets doing. He tells you what he wishes he did better. He's not one of those guys that comes in and he's like, I made $1 million on whatnot last year. I'm better than everybody. He does not act like that at all. You can attest.
And his wife is so cute.
I was just about to say his wife. She's so supportive and so sweet, and just
the two of them. Yeah, don't get us started. Like I said, I'm a crybaby, and I did. Stupid me. I cried at the damn gum tunnel today. I was like, seriously.
Well, yeah, I was going to get to that. So I did cry when I heard Ken and Clara's stories about coming to America. And I'm going to say something very controversial right now. It's a hot take, okay? Hot take, as the Gen Z says. It's a hot take of I'm going to fill up your bucket with love, whatever the kids are saying. The reason it gets me is because there's so many born Americans who sit around and cry and want handouts and feel entitled and think things should just be given to them. And I didn't have any opportunities. Well, how about coming over here on a boat and starting from the ground up as an immigrant who had to become a citizen and learn a second language and then build your business? I mean, why can Clara do it? Why can Ken do it? And how many people can't? They have had every opportunity handed to them.
Exactly. There were people in the chat I wanted to reach through the computer and slap them, saying exactly that about, oh, well, yeah, they do blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, get off your, can we say ass?
You could say ass.
Okay, get off your ass, work harder, get up like Lori, working after she puts the 6 babies to bed until 2:00 in the morning. Then she's back up at 6 a.m. Come on.
Yeah, my favorite story to tell is Megan Mawhinney. We're gonna go a little over. It's fine.
Sorry, kids.
I gotta tell you about Megan Mawhinney because she's my favorite. She used to come on the channel a lot. She's still very active on Instagram. She just doesn't do YouTube as much. So if you're on Instagram, I'm gonna pull up her Instagram and link it while I talk because you guys, what?
I was just saying yes to Robert, and he's saying I want to hammy gimme. Exactly. Yeah. Makes you want to just pow. They need a pow.
So Megan, squirrel. I went in the wrong chat. There we go. So Megan, when I used to have her on this channel, it's been a couple of years, so her kids are like in school now, and she's not married anymore. But at the time, she was married to a serviceman, and he would be stationed overseas, and she has 2 small children at that time, both in diapers, both toddlers, and her husband would be stationed elsewhere. So she was, for all intents and purposes, a single mom, right? So this is what her routine was, and I am not kidding you, and it pisses me off. I'm going to swear. It pisses me off when I see entitled little twits who can't, yeah. She would pack the 2 toddlers in her car and go to a Goodwill and shop at that Goodwill. She would go home to change diapers, make bottles, feed babies, go back out to the second Goodwill, shop there, go home, change diapers, make bottles, feed babies, let them take a small nap, go back out. And this was a 12-hour process. She could only go to one store and had to go home to take care of her kids. And she did that and built up a 6-figure income on her own. On jeans, used jeans, the same ones I sell. You want to know how I know? Because ask me who taught me how to sell jeans. Ask me who I learned from.
Who's Star?
Megan Mawhinney. Because I didn't know about flat rate in the beginning, and so jeans scared me because of the weight. Yeah. And then I met Megan a long time. So speaking of the importance of community, she taught me everything I know about jeans and flat rate, and the clear bags and the inventory system. But she is just amazing. And I'm like, how come someone can get up and do that? And a person by themselves can't just go to one store or order a ThreadUp box or just get a couple of items and list them. Here's your hashtag tough love for the day. Get off your
shut up and list, Teresa.
Yeah, or
shut up and list.
I have her other one.
I've got it on my thing over
I have
there.
Her other one.
Exactly.
But get off your ass and do some work. Right?
So the answer to Lori's question is,
where's Lori's
question? I already told you she doesn't sleep.
Where's Lori's question?
Up above where it says, how do you find time to do Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I sleep. I only work 6-7 hours a day, and I take weekends off. I don't sleep a lot, but I do read a book a day when I don't sleep. I read all night. I'm sounding really snarky.
She has a system and a routine and she's diligent about what she does.
That's why I couldn't find it, because I'm looking for.
I know she's fooling us. She's not Lori.
So I have a very strict routine. I have a very strict schedule. I do time blocking. I follow that routine, and I'm very self-driven. And I do what I do when I need to do it, because I like to only, I think it's a little bit longer than 6 or 7 hours.
Preach your book.
I will.
Preach your book.
I'm just trying to figure out how much I work a day. We get up and we do shipping around 8 o'clock, and then we walk for an hour, and then we work, and then we take an hour off for lunch. I mean, we really only work 6 hours a day, and we don't work weekends. There's 2 of us doing this full time. That doesn't make this job easier. People like to say that to me. There's 2 of you. It's easier. We have to make 2 incomes. Just because there's 2 of us doesn't mean this is easier. We have to replace 2 people's incomes. This has to make two full incomes. But I have a bullet journal. I have routines, and we do what we do. But I will say it is kind of easier for me. I wouldn't do social media if I was alone, I don't think, because I take all the pictures. He does all the listing. I do all the social media. He does all the accounting.
That's why Yaya only has 7 videos, because it's hard to do it by yourself. I gave up. He's listing, leave him alone.
Yeah, Carrie Berry's mom, she works really hard. I know she has to make it work. Here's the thing, and this is what Rachel Strickland said at FlipCon. There's no such thing as you don't have time for something. You're just saying it's not a priority. Mm-hmm. So rephrase it in your head. Like if you say, I don't have time to watch TV, then say in your head, TV doesn't matter to me. TV's not important to me. That's not a big deal. If you say, I don't have time to get on a live show with my friends, your friends don't matter to you. You can't make that a priority in your life. You can't find half an hour in your day to go to coffee or something with a friend. So just like rephrase it in your head. When you say you don't have time for something, you're just saying that thing is not a priority. And it's okay if it's not a priority, but if it feels gross to you, like I was telling Tiffany about this from Liz Perfectly in Philly, and she was saying about how she keeps saying she doesn't have time for the gym. And I said, well, rephrase that in your head. And she said, getting healthy isn't important to me. Whoa, that hit. I'm like, exactly. Yeah. You'll find time. People, get off the TikTok, get off the Facebook, get off the Instagram, unless it's your job and making you money. Limit your time, set a timer. This is not this video, but I can go on. And this is my soapbox.
I was going to say, drop the mic. I think we're done, unless you still have questions.
I have 2 more.
Okay.
What do you think about people who say that we steal from the poor?
Oh, please.
I love asking this one, though.
Well, I can answer this. We had the fortune here in Tampa, and I'm going to call and work this out to get it again, to go behind the scenes at Salvation Army. We went into their warehouse where all the donations come in for like the whole area. We got to see the massive, massive, massive piles of clothing that gets bundled and sent elsewhere because there's so much, and they're doing auctions because they have so much they can't possibly get it into the store ever, because it's constantly coming in. Mm-hmm. So no, we're not taking away from anybody. And I've talked to other thrift store people and other people in the business, and it's ridiculous. It's just crazy time. We're not taking away from the poor. There's plenty.
Jacqueline is recovering from cancer, so I just want to tell her that she rocks.
I know. Absolutely. I'm so glad we got to talk to you today.
See, there you go. There's somebody with cancer still working. So if you're one of them bitch babies crying, get off your butt. But yeah, no, we're not stealing. I like to call myself a personal shopper. There's somebody in California who needs a plus size Judy blue pair of pants that she can't find that I can find. Mm-hmm. So I'll go out and find them for her. And I just need a little finder's fee because I need to put food on my table.
That's right.
That's all. That's awesome, Amy. All right. So the next question, I have to preface it with a little speech just in case anybody here is new. Other than not racing to the bottom and time management, one of the big things I like to talk about on here is the life-work balance. Okay. And that kind of leans into that I only like to work 6-7 hours a day. My evenings and my weekends are important to me. So you have to find a way to find that perfect balance. You can't work all the time. That's not healthy. And if you're not taking care of yourself with self-care and self-love, you are no good for yourself, your business, or anybody else.
Exactly.
You have to take time for yourself. So that all said, Cheryl, what do you do to unwind?
My husband would say I don't, but I do crafts. I actually, because I also, on top of my reselling business like this with eBay and all the platforms, I'm in 3 antique malls. So crazy time. But I started so that I can kind of merge the two. I've started making cards, greeting cards to sell in my antique stores. I know that doesn't sound like it would work, but I make cards that are blank on the inside so they can write whatever they want. That way I get to use my crafty juices and the 8,000 craft supplies that I've acquired over the years. And then I can also take them and sell them. So matter of fact, I sold one at one of the antique stores this week, and it was the only thing I sold. So I was like, thank God the cards were there. So yeah, that's it. I get to craft.
So why aren't you coming to the every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern crafting listing party?
Because usually by the time it's 8 o'clock, I'm just like, but or else I'll go, crap, I missed it again. I need to start setting an alarm. Where's my phone?
I love that.
I'll put you in my alarm thing.
I love that, Jacqueline. Movies are my thing too.
Yes. Oh wait, they cook.
I like to cook too. I love to cook. I think I'm Gordon Ramsay. I'm up in that kitchen flipping shit and dancing and chopping.
Oh right, Gordon wasn't Bam. Never mind.
That was
wrong guy.
Emerald.
Yes.
Bam. Take it up a notch. Bam. I watch the cooking shows too, folks. True crime and cooking.
Well, let's be real. When it's really, really night time, I fall asleep to YouTube channels of people refinishing furniture or painting things, and that's kind of my calm down. Trying to go to sleep.
Stephen King. I was gonna say something and then I forgot. Set your alarm. If you're a listing less perfectly user and you do like to craft, I do host one of those listing parties we were talking about every Wednesday at 8 p.m. The philosophy behind that party is what I just talked about. It's about finding that balance and making it a priority to take an hour a week to do a craft. It doesn't have to be like you're I'm on live. I can't demonetize myself. You don't have to be a freaking artist. You could bring a puzzle. You could bring a word search.
You do your diamond dot thing.
I do diamond dots are my new word searches. But you can just chill with us for an hour. So, yes.
Now you've got her in your hands.
This is Spooktimber, okay? And we're going into Shocktober. Keith hates
Were you the one that kept telling me no, somebody else. I was so confused about when the 1st of October was. Apparently it's Sunday. So
okay, so what are you doing this weekend? That's the last question. What you doing this weekend?
I'm gonna recuperate from this week. I probably will do some crafting, actually. So yeah, I know I can hear Trish's voice in my head. You need a list. But I'm probably gonna craft.
You're gonna hear Star's voice. Work-life balance.
I need a bank, but I'm gonna list. I'm gonna craft.
Mental clarity and mental health too.
I need a lot of that, yes. I'm not gonna go shopping, I can tell you that.
Let's answer that, and then I'll tell you what I'm doing this weekend.
What? Well, I sold something I sold a pirate costume in my antique booth today, so they can't bring it back. So, do I need a ride on my broom? What are you talking about?
I have a spare broom if you want to borrow it. I'm on my fancy Witch 9000 for October, okay?
Oh my gosh.
All right, what am I doing this weekend?
What are you doing this weekend?
Tonight's Friday, which is movie night. So I say we, like Keith enjoys it and joins me without being under duress. He'll actually probably be playing World of Warcraft. I'm going to watch 3 to 4 horror movies. I will stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm just gonna watch horror movies. We're gonna eat the rest of our Taco Bell like pigs in front of the TV because it's Friday. I got some pumpkin eggnog too. I'm gonna be real fat. Taco Bell and eggnog, and then the rest of the week it's back to salads and water. And then tomorrow, I don't really want to say because it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm gonna lay around tomorrow and read. That's it.
No shame.
Last Saturday, I read an entire Stephen King book, and I read 3 or 4 more books this week. I need a new book. I just finished my book, so I'll pick a book, and I want to finish whatever I start. And Sundays we usually go to his grandparents for dinner every Sunday, but they're having some annual bingo that grandma has to go to. I love her dearly, and I'm not laughing at her. I'm just laughing at how cute it is that she's old and she goes to bingo.
Well, do you know, seriously, talking about somebody, Lori's talking about Vegas. We'll talk about that, Lori. But I am not allowed to actually gamble when I go to Vegas because I lost my big old butt a long time ago and I'm not allowed. But on my phone, that's the other thing I do as my about to fall asleep is I play the online gambling games that they have, the ones where you earn points that I could actually use in Vegas.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I do that, or I watch my videos that show refinishing or stuff like that. So
yeah,
that's what I'm going to do too. I'm going to probably veg. I'm very tired this week.
I kind of want to talk Keith into going to see a matinee Sunday. I saw.
Yeah, you got to go get grossed out. So
there's nobody in the theater, and that's his issue with theater. He doesn't like.
Yeah,
Lori, I don't know that I want to actually like put real clothes on and makeup either. Like,
don't.
I don't even want to leave the house this weekend. I don't even want to shower. I just want to be like the grossest homeless troll.
I am not going to argue with you because I'm
so tired. I just want to go put pajamas on and like not move until Monday.
You would think we actually walked to eBay Open.
I had to walk through airports that were pretty large.
I'm serious.
I was on my feet at that thing.
True.
Most of it. When my back was hurting, I'd sit. But
yeah.
Sorry, you cracked me up.
All right, kids. Well, I am so glad for those of you that found me, and if you still want to take part in my group, come on over.
Yeah, follow her on Instagram too.
Glad that you, if you didn't know about Star before you came here to see what craziness I was going to do. Now you see why we're friends. We're like right up there.
Cheryl brought you over here. I'm so sorry. Let me put on my Halloween hat for y'all. Remember this, Cheryl?
Yes, I have. Mine's in the closet. I have to.
We went to Salem. We went to Salem. We went to Boston for eBay Open a year ago. And we went to Trish and Diane's event. I was a speaker.
Yeah,
and
I
then
tagged
we went to Salem, and I got my hat.
Yes, and I have a unicorn, my little black unicorn guy. So yeah,
we've traveled a lot together.
We really have.
We really have been around the marble. Around the marble.
All right. Well, I know you're not going to ever come back to Florida, but one of these days I'll make it back up to the Berg.
Don't speak too soon. They may be adding more stuff to the Star Wars and the Harry Potter.
Okay. Well, that's Orlando. That doesn't count. So that'll be okay. I'll meet you over there. It's not that far.
Yeah. I'm kind of upset that I'm missing the Megans at the Universal this year. But I did get to see him before.
Sorry. Yes, I can't wait to meet everybody that joined us today. If I haven't scared you off, I'll hopefully see you in October.
The Rio breakfast. Oh, thank you so much, Lori. Subscribe to the channel. Stick around. I'm probably always goofy unless I'm getting seriously tough loved.
Well, this is Lori, who's known me now for how many months? So
that's my hashtag because I'm 80 years old and I don't know how to be a person. Hashtag
nerd. Never grow up. That's my motto. Screw them. Screw them if they can't take a joke.
All right, guys. Cheryl, words of wisdom.
Shut up and list, or go relax. We've earned it.
Yep. And mine is just to find that balance this weekend, get some work done, but spend some time with yourself, your friends, your family, your pets, and be productive, make money, but also go for a walk or something. Refresh your mind.
Bye.
Bye. How do the kids say it? Bye.
Love you, mean it. Bye.
Love you, mean it. Bye.